Hi, welcome to Illinois Groundwork. This is a web-based resource that contains research and tools to help optimize the design and planning of green stormwater infrastructure. I'm pleased to introduce to you Dr. Rashmina Williams. She's a civil engineer on our research team here. And she's going to talk about the different variables that go into a preliminary modeling of the effectiveness of green stormwater infrastructure based on the siting and the sizing of GSI in different community contexts.
So in my last video, I talked about uncertainty in green infrastructure performance and why understanding that uncertainty is important for individual green infrastructure design. Now, we can also scale this up to a neighborhood level to evaluate when and where green infrastructure placement can be most effective. Neighborhood level analysis begins by identifying potential locations where green infrastructure is feasible and desirable for a community. So some factors we might look at in considering this might include green infrastructure distance from adjacent buildings, water table height, potential risk of soil contamination, and most importantly, community buy-in for green infrastructure installation and maintenance. When we do this analysis, we look for areas with lots of impervious surfaces or compacted soils, as well as potential existing and future land uses so that we can ensure that green infrastructure retrofits are visually and functionally integrated into urban design at multiple scales. We then need to determine where the water flows in any given neighborhood, a process that requires data about elevations, about local sewers, and about local waterways. Once we have that information, we can begin to break down the smallest quote-unquote collection area, also called a subcatchment, for a specific outlet or storm drain. And for each of these subcatchments, we need to determine a number of important characteristics. Firstly, we need to characterize the type of native soil in each subcatchment. For the purposes of our modeling, we broadly classified those soils into coarse, medium, and fine textures. Then we look at the ratio between the upstream contributing area and the total area of feasible stormwater infrastructure within the subcatchment, also known as the loading ratio. We also need to determine the amount of existing green permeable space within the subcatchment, since those green areas will also help to soak up and slow down some of the runoff that we're concerned about. And finally, we combine these data and our pre-generated reliability curves to determine the largest possible storm that green infrastructure in a subcatchment could handle with 100% reliability. Creating a map with this maximum reliability storm allows us to identify bottleneck neighborhoods where we can target additional green infrastructure investment to reduce flood risk. Integrating uncertainty into green infrastructure modeling at both a small and a large scale allows us a deeper understanding of how to make our communities more resilient. In doing so, we see that widespread integrated green infrastructure design helps to reduce loads on individual systems and improve overall system reliability, even for large storms. We're excited for everyone to use this research and these tools to size green infrastructure to meet your community's stormwater goals.